What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today we are continuing with the RPG series and the advanced AI. So in the last episode we made that our enemy can patrol around our level. So in today's video we're gonna make that he can detect us or really any actor at all, and then he will start to chase that target actor, and then when he loses it he will go back into patrolling. It's gonna be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go into our AI folder and open up our BP_AI controller. So remember, it isn't the blueprint actor itself, it is the AI controller when we go ahead and run the behavior tree. So what we have to do in here is add a component that will give the AI the ability to detect objects via sight, hearing, and so on. So it's going to be the AI perception. You can see here, AI perception, just hit enter, and then we'll have some values over here that we can start touching. So the first thing we have to do is go into the senses config and then just add a sense. And in this case, we'll start with the AI sight. Okay, so for now, we will only make that our AI can see us, okay, by his eyes, of course, and his angle of vision and sight radius and so on. Later on in the series we might go into distractions with hearing and stuff, but for now it will stay only with the sight. So really we can start changing values here, and for me I'm gonna pretty much leave everything as default for now. As the series of code will go, we'll touch the values so we can get a better gameplay and so on. But really the sight radius, you can touch it, the lose radius, the angle vision that he has and so on. Now I think that we have to do yes is go into the detection by affiliation and tick enable all the three here. This is because the AI perception is more made into C++, and when you go and experiment with it in blueprints it does kind of break sometimes. So to avoid any issues we must tick the 3, because we'll basically detect if it's an enemy or a friend or whatever via our own system. Okay, so we will not be using that, but that's pretty much what we need in the component wise. So now we need to start basically adding on the logic. So we can go down over here and we'll see this event which is on target perception update. So let's click the plus button and we'll have a new event over here. So basically when our AI will see a new target, it will call this event with the new actor and the stimulus. So what we want to do is get the stimulus and then say get sense class for stimulus, okay? And then let's put this over here. Let's put this down, there we go. And then we're gonna get this and do it is equal to, and then we're gonna search for AI sense sight. So don't mistake this with the AI sense config sight, it is only the AI sense sight. Now if for some reason later on when we test it doesn't work, maybe you can try to change it into that one, but this one should be the one, okay? So now we can just get this and make a branch over here and just plug this in. So this will just make sure that it is basically seeing an actor that has that is, for example, our player or an enemy, and we'll basically add a specific component which is the stimulus into our actors that we want our AI to detect, okay? So we'll see that later on, but basically it's just checking if it's an actor that we want to be able to detect, right? So from that, what we can do is just get the stimulus and then go ahead and break it, and then we can expand this and we could check that it has successfully sensed it. So just go and do another branch and plug it on the onto over here. And for that what we can do is just continue here. So really what we want to do now is go and set a blackboard variable. So maybe you're going ahead and saying what is a blackboard value. Well, let me just compound save, go into our blackboard here, and you'll see that we pretty much have a list of variables. And I think I explained it in the last episode, but just in case, right now of course we only have one, which is the default one that comes. But if I go into the behavior tree, that I don't know why it didn't open, there we go, we'll be able to get the blackboard variables then which are called keys, and then use them in our sequence in order to detect decide if we go into the sequence or another one. So in a few seconds after this we'll create the sequence of the chasing, and then with our blackboard we'll have a actor variable. So if our actor variable is assigned, so there's a target to go, we will go into the chase. If not, we'll go into the sequence. Okay, so it's pretty much just variables in order to connect with our behavior tree. So what we can do is just go and say right click, get Blackboard, and because this is the AI controller, we can directly just access the Blackboard. And then we have this variable which is set value, and then we're gonna say as object. Okay, what is it here? So basically our variable will be as object. So actually we need to go back into the Blackboard and then create this new variable. So just press new key and it's going to be type object, and let's say that's going to be the target actor, right? And now with that said, we can just save it and go back here. The thing is that from our Blackboard, we cannot just directly say get target actor like we would do with other classes and blueprints and stuff. In this way, we have to use this universal node. So now in here we say make literal name, and we can basically put our actor name, so well, variable name, sorry. So we can just copy and paste it, so it's the same. And then in here we just have to pass the new value, which in this case will be this actor that we have just detected. Now let me just double click and put it up here so it will be a bit more organized. There we go. Like this works pretty good for me. So basically we are just setting this variable with the actor that we have just detected, right? And then we're gonna do another thing, because maybe we have not detected another actor, or we have lost, or how you say in English, sight of that actor. So what we can do here in the two branches of false, what we can do is just get this, for example, and well, actually let me just copy this to notes. So copy the Blackboard and the value, paste it, put it here, and then just put this here, and then the key name, actually we had to copy that too, so copy and paste and plug that there. And we're gonna leave the object value as empty. So basically it will set the actor target value to empty, so we will not be detecting any more enemies in both of the cases. So plugging in the both of false into here, right? Because we have lose radius or sight or whatever. So go into false, so we won't want to do anything else. And that's pretty much it. So we can just get this and say well, basically detect and chase target. Okay, that will work for us. So now we can basically go and move on into our behavior tree and add the sequence and stuff. So let's go up here into our third person map, and in the content browser, let's open our behavior tree, and we have to get started adding our new sequence. So let's just go and get the selector and create a new sequence, and then we can rename this into the let's say the chase target sequence, right? And then what we can do here is go and start creating our new task or whatever we need. So let's go and create a new task over here, and now because we already have created the other variable, we can also like make a child from it, but I prefer just doing it from the blueprint base. And then we can go into the site the tasks variable, and then call this exactly the same, so bt underscore task underscore, and then in this case it will be chase target, and then we can hit enter, and there we go. So now it is pretty much what we did with the other one, with the patrol one from the last episode. So we just want to go into functions and then receive execute AI, and this will basically just begin. It's like the begin play of the task, and then we need the finish execute, and then for now it's just tick it on success. So on here what we're going to do is just go and get the control pound, and then do an AI move to the second one here. Sorry, not that one, no. AI move to, okay, AI move to this one. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but let's plug in the control pawn, put this here, and then basically on success, pretty much like we did with the other time, this on true, and then in fail, remember to untick success and plug it here, so it will be false. And then the destination, we will leave it empty because we're gonna plug in a target actor. Okay, basically if we don't have a destination but we have a target actor, it will directly just go into the actor. In our case, we want to get that target actor from a Blackboard. So again, it is not like all our classes and blueprints. We just right click and say get what was the name, target actor that we created. Okay, you cannot do that. What we have to do is a bit different. We have to create a new variable, and which will be a Blackboard key. So this will be basically our target actor itself. So I just go ahead and name this target actor, and then we go into the type, and it's going to be a Blackboard key selector. So now we can compile, and if we get this, we can just drag it and say get, and then we can say get Blackboard value, and then it will be as object. So again, it's like a universal variable which we'll set from later on. It's not as normal classes. And then we have to go into the I and make it pop up, okay? Because this will mean that it's public, like we did with the other task, and we can assign our variables here as we did. So it's very important, okay? Now from here, what we can do is go and cast to the class actor, okay, the default one from Unreal Engine, and with that we will be able to get the basically the location and position. So let's go ahead and put this over here neatly. So as actor, what we're going to do is just go and actually we can just plug it here. Yeah, there we go. So that will do the job. And again, we can leave the destiny to 0 because it will actually only have a target actor to go. And now in the exceptions radius, again, we can just right click, promote to variable, and this will be the stop distance. So basically when it gets too close into the target, it will stop. And let's make it public into the eye. I'm gonna change it into around 100 because it will be a bit better. And that's pretty much it for the test. So we can just compile and save, go back into our behavior tree, and then we can just go and add that chase task here, and then basically that should be it. Now of course, if we now go and press play, nothing will happen in that terms, okay? Because as I mentioned before, it might be already detecting the variable, sorry, the player, but it is not passing it through here because first of all we haven't not passed the variables, and then also we have the parallel sequence as a higher priority because I explained in the last episode the ones in the left will have more priority than the ones in the right because it goes from left to right, up to down. Okay, so now it is time to start applying our variables. So let's go into the chase target task, and the variable target actor will be target actor. Very important. Okay, and the stop distance, we can just look at that. Basically, we just selecting the variable that we created earlier, which we're filling from behind. So that should be it in terms of that. Of course, like I just mentioned, this has priority, so this will never happen. So in order to happen, we need some decorators. So first of all, we're gonna place this guy into higher priority because basically it has a lower chance of happening. So it will happen, it will kind of always happen. Now you will see that when I press play, it will still not do anything, and this is because of many reasons. Okay, I'll explain them in a second, but let's go into the decorators real quick. So a decorator will allow us to kind of make decisions in these sequences. So let's go into the chase target sequence, right click, add decorator, and then there are a lot of different types. But the ones from the Blackboard variables keys are this one. So let's select Blackboard. We can go into the Blackboard based condition, and then we have different options here, and we are gonna make sure that our variable target actor is set. So if it's set, we'll go into the sequence because basically we have a target to go to. But if not, we'll go into the other one. Now quickly, we're gonna go into the notify observer and leave this as on result change, but go into the observer board and tell this into self. So basically, if this variable changes, it will go and leave this whole branch and go up into selector and then this side. Now in the patrol sequence, right click, add decorator, Blackboard, pretty much again, then make sure that is not self target actor. So basically the opposite, and again, make this on self. So now you will see that still it might not go ahead and detect us, and we'll just continue with this. This because right now it's not detecting our player because we need one thing. So let me go ahead and show you what we need in order to make sure that this is happening. So what we need is a specific component. So let's go into our third person blueprint, third person character blueprint. Okay, so this is our player, right? And what we need is a specific component. So let's go ahead and search perception stimuli source. Hit enter, and this is the component that will allow our enemies and AIs to detect. So first of all, very important, go into the AutoRegisterAllSources and tick it, and then go and add a sense, and in this case will be site, of course. And that's it. We don't have to do anything more. We can just compile and save. Now, it might not be the case, but maybe when we press play, well, there we go, it's seeing us, okay? Yeah, it was working. So now there's a very important thing that I can mention right now. Also, you can see that it's lost our radius, so let's go back in patrolling. But if I go and pass like that, it should detect us. Now, okay, so it is happening a bit, I think. So as you can see, okay, it is kind of doing weird things. For example, it stopped randomly, so on. And this is because we are having a problem over here, and it's that by default Unreal Engine is getting all the pawns and passing them as a stimuli source. So we have to actually do something into our default game configuration in files in order to change this. And I know it sounds a bit weird, but basically our AI will always detect all of the of this by the AI perception, even though they don't have the stimuli source, which will just break things. Okay, so what we have to do is go into the file. So what we can do is just click on any folder in the content browser and say where is it, show in Explorer, and this will open up the the browser. So we can just go into the project root, and we can just go into the configuration folder, and then you will find this DefaultGame.ini file. So let's go ahead and double click on it, and it will open as a notepad. If not, you can just go ahead and right click and open up with the notepad application. And then what we want to do is go and paste what I'm gonna leave in the description. Let's go ahead and copy this, and then what to do is go here, leave a space, and paste it. And there we go. Basically, it's getting the module of the AI sense of the site, and then making the all_pawnsAsSources false. Now what we're going to do is Ctrl S or whatever you have to save it, close it, close again this, and then we have to restart our editor. So let's go ahead and do so. So just go ahead and close it. Okay, so my project is open again, and now if we were to press play, it will only detect us, and it will be more smoother, as you can see. Now it is not being interrupted. The thing is that before it was also detecting that guy, and it was kind of breaking because there were two at the same time, and it just went. But now it only has one, and it's gone. Now of course you can see that he reaches us, he stops, and then continues, like lagging a bit. This is because his velocity is a bit higher than mine. So what we can do is just go into the pawn itself, all right, the blueprint actor, and open it. We can just go into AI, BP AI. I want to open up this is the actor itself, where it has the model and stuff. We can just go into the actor model component and change this. Now I don't know which velocity I had, so let me quickly check in my third-person character blueprint. So we had basically max walk speed of 500. So let's go into the AI and put him on 450. So it's a bit less than us, okay? Just a bit less. And of course you can customize this as you want, but it's just making sure that he will not always reach us and it's like breaking. You can see now it's way smoother. Of course, when he reaches us, he will stop. And then here later on we'll do that, he will attack us and stop. Now of course this is right now the generic behavior tree of AIs in general, right? They have this two right now sequences where we can go into the patrol or chase, okay? Basically the most generic simple thing in the world. And as we go in the series, we'll have different kind of, let's say, behavior trees, branches, or childs, right? We'll basically have one for the soldiers. We'll basically kind of make this into more of a combat look like, right? We'll basically be able to attack when he reaches us, maybe be able to distract him, all this stuff, guard the area with a path certain on, and then we'll have another one for bosses, right? We'll have another one which they will just go and have a sort of different behavior of more of a boss for each level. Well, each level, no, of each kind of area in our open world map that we'll have later on in the series, Assassin's Creed Origins, where you can find this kind of temples or ruins, you know, with guards warding it and then a boss in the center. You get the idea, right? Of course, this is totally up to you, but this is the series that I'm shaping, right? And yes, we'll also have civilians, so pretty much we can just leave the patrol side from them, just with the generic. I never set the AI perception, but we will see as we go, but this is basically the base of the behavior tree, and it will grow. Now this is really basics of it, there's nothing crazy going on here, but as we go more in the series, hopefully we'll get into more detail and stuff. So hopefully in the next episode, we'll begin with the soldier kind of branch, and being able, making our enemy be able to attack us, right, when he reaches and gets close to us. And a cool thing I'm gonna show you real quick is that when we press the key right next to the 0, which is like a comma, and we go and select 3 in the keypad, should be able to do so. I don't know, 4. There we go. We can see our perception, and you can see, well, the AI's perception, and you can kind of see how it's looking really cool. I don't know, I really like to kind of see the book type of things. You can see that when I kind of get behind him, if I there we go, you can see that he goes back into patrolling because he is lost sight of me. Of course, right now his vision is very low, it's like 90 degrees, something like that. So you know, you can experiment with that, but as the series go, I will put him with my values. Right now I can just go behind him, as you can see, and he stops me, but this is because of these radius and stuff, so we can change that. So that's it, guys. If you found this tutorial helpful, I really appreciate you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. I have lots of Unreal Engine 5 tutorials, so go ahead and check them out. Join the Discord server so you can go ahead and, you know, put any questions that you have, or share your progress with the series or with any game at all. And with all that said, bye bye.